Yes, the clocks are ticking, my friends. History has got a strict timetable. If we're not careful, we might be remembered as the country where everybody arrived too late. And no, come to school! Come to school before they kill you all! Come to school!
Oh, before I forget, do you have the time? It seems like your watch is running a bit slow. So, how did you get involved with them and the competition?
I wanted to do it.
Really?
Yeah. Mr. M came to me weeks after the initial debate with Tammy. He said, what a contest. But at the same time, what a waste. Yes, you heard me correctly, a waste. They shouldn't be fighting each other, they should be fighting together.
Really?
Yeah, he said, if the sight of them as opponents is so exciting, imagine what it would be like if they were allies.
I bet you weren't after that. Ready to pounce on the challenge?
No, I was excited then. But when he said, I've seen too much of this, Isabel. Wasted people, wasted chances. It's become a phobia with me. The thought that you and Tommy would become another victims of this country's lunacy was almost too much for me. Then I was convinced.
Lunacy, huh? Well, it's a lunacy that hasn't changed much. Did your team win at least?
No, we didn't compete. So do you think we can at least talk about it? Help me to understand. Because to be absolutely honest with you, Tommy, I don't think I do.
Don't you know what is going on?
The dreaded unrest has finally reached us as well.
We don't call it that. Our word for it is isiqualo, the beginning. We start boycotting classes tomorrow.
Does Mr. M know about that?
I think he does now.
Wasn't he at the meeting?
The meeting was organized by the comrades. He wasn't welcome.
How long do you think it's gonna last?
We'll go back to school once the authorities scrap Bantu education and recognize and negotiate with the student committees. That was the resolution last night.
But when we boycott and, everything is over, could we carry on then, if there is still time?
I hadn't thought about that.
So think about it, please.
It's hard to say, Isabel. But yeah, maybe we could. I'm not sure.
Not much enthusiasm there, Mr. Bikwana. You're right. Why worry about stupid competition? It's probably gonna be too late anyway. So that's it then. Let's just say that we gave ourselves a crash course in English literature. Could have done a lot worse with our spare time, couldn't we? I enjoyed myself. I read a lot of beautiful poetry, which I might never get around to. But it doesn't mean the end of everything, though, does it? I mean, we can still see each other as friends.
When?
Like, anytime. Next week. I'm not talking about the competition. I accept that it's dead. I think it's a pity, so what? I'm just talking about You and me, just as friends. Oh. So our friendship was an old-fashioned idea after all. Well, don't waste your time here. You better get going and look after whatever it is that's beginning. And good luck. No, Tommy! Come back here. There is something so stupid somewhere, and it's probably me, but it just doesn't make sense. I know it does for you, and I'm sure it's just my white selfishness and ignorance that's stopping me from understanding, but it still doesn't make sense. Why can't we carry on seeing each other as friends? What's wrong with our friendship?
You're putting words in my mouth, Isabel. I didn't say there was anything wrong with it, but others will not see it the way we do.
Who? Your comrades?
Yes.
And they're gonna decide whether we can or cannot.
I was right! You don't understand what's going on!
And you're certainly not helping me to!
Thank you guys so much for coming out to support. Let's chat backstage. Ooh, right. If you're new here, my name is Steven, and I make videos acting and about acting. I wanted to talk quickly about the origin of this series, but also give some context into one of the terms in the script. So, talking script first. Tommy, in the beginning, references Bantu education, which I want to summarize. Essentially, the South African government at the time wanted to further the divide between black students and white students by having a separate curriculum for black or Bantu students and white students. There's an interesting mirror at the beginning of the play where Tommy debates Isabel as to whether or not there should be a curriculum dividing the sexes. And Isabel is made to take the side that speaks against the separation, calling it an argument that can very easily be used against any other different group. She even speaks about how much the idea angered her. So the black curriculum was meant to teach black kids only that which was geared towards subservient, dead-end jobs, to put the lid on while they were young and curb any possibility of hope or anything more. The play does a great job of showing how it feeds an already present social divide from both sides. If you get a chance, definitely read the play. My Children, My Africa by Athol Fugard. Also, check out the videos linked in the description that I referenced if you want to learn a little bit more about apartheid, see where I did some of my research. I released the videos in this series a few years back, and I like to think of this as the remastered edition, where I get to fix a few things I didn't like about the original and then also add some stuff. This series started back in around 2016-ish. My co-star Marina and I worked on this scene from My Children, My Africa in a scene study class. We were both working on other scenes at the time, I believe, so we didn't get a lot of rehearsal time, which then led me to focus more on doing my own work, or rather, working on my own. I remember reading about Cliptown
and the Sharpeville massacre during my rehearsal period, but I waited until like maybe, I don't know, maybe 10, 20 minutes before we got on stage to read about the Soweto uprising. And I don't know if that was the best idea, but it ended up being one of, if not my favorite on-stage performance that I've ever done. I was recently rereading the play, and Isabel describes it perfectly. When she was talking to Tommy about a debate, she says, God, it was good. No, there is more to the quote. She then says, I don't know exactly when it happened, but about halfway through my opening address, I realized that everything about that moment, the miserable little classroom, myself, my voice, what I was saying, and them hearing and understanding me, because I knew they understood me. They were staring and listening so hard I could feel it on my skin. All of it had become one of the most real experiences I have ever had. I felt like I came out sluggish. Because I know my mindset was we didn't get to rehearse much. I mean, I was confident in my work, but it was also like I had no idea what was going to go on. But Marina came out swinging, and that just hit the competitor in me, and I wasn't going to lose. So I started to swing back, and we just kept challenging each other on stage, moment to moment, as actor and as character. And honestly, that was one of, because I'm positive you'll see Marina on this channel and other things. That was one of the things that really made me trust Marina as an actor. Like, I know that she's somebody that I can get up on stage with, and it's gonna be, you know. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It also happened to be one of the only performances that my mom did not film, and an actor must act. So a few months or so later, we shot this. A little epilogue scene I wrote, placed next to moments from the play. We also did a second and a third episode, but in the second episode, Tommy is desperately trying to make Isabel understand. So go ahead and check it out. And I'm not as desperate as Tommy is in trying to make Isabel understand, but I do hope that you like and subscribe. That was one of my weaker ones, but whatever. I appreciate you guys joining me on this journey, and I'll see you in the next one, where you'll see me. Appreciate you.